Practice owners are constantly bombarded with one big question: how much should my profit margins be? What if that's the wrong question? Instead, what if we ask, what kind of life do you want, both now and in the future? Look, your profit margin shouldn't be a random number. It should be designed to fund the life you envision. In today's episode, we're breaking down how to calculate your perfect profit margin. So stick around. You don't want to miss this. I'm on a mission to help 200,000 practice owners achieve financial freedom. I'm Eric Miller, author of How to Become a Financial Beast. Download my free book today, A Practice Owner's Guide to Personal and Business Wealth You Never Thought Possible. Okay, welcome back to the Financial Beast Podcast. I'm your host, Eric Miller, co-owner, chief advisor of Econologics Financial Advisors, here with
Eric Gersch, financial advisor extraordinaire, the best in the world,
extraordinaire
Eric Miller.
This week you are, that's for sure. Look, we help our healthcare clients achieve financial stability, growth through what we call premier financial advice and guidance. And I want you guys to make sure you check us out. Go to econologicsfinancialadvisors.com. And just a reminder, if you are brand new to the channel, please give us a comment, subscribe, do something nice for us so that we will continue to do these things.
And even if you're not new, still go to the website. We just got a brand new one.
Yeah,
check it out.
We do have a pretty awesome website. So I thought we would talk today, which is a topic that a lot of clients are always asking. I don't know if they even know if they're asking, but it's, it comes up when you deal with business owners and you start talking about profit. There seems to be some confusion around what your profit margin should be. And I guess the question the best way to answer that question is to be okay, well, your profit margin can be whatever you want it to be. But what do you want your life to look like would be one of the factors that's involved in what your profit margin should be. So, for example, if someone asked me hey, what should the profit margin be for a veterinarian? What would you say? Industry standards.
Including or excluding salary?
Exclude salary.
Exclude? Yeah, just standard definition.
Yeah.
20%. It could probably get as high as 25, maybe even 30 in exceptionally rare cases.
Yeah, that's pretty rare, but I agree. I think it would be in the 20 to 25% range.
If you can get that plus your salary, you're taking home good money.
Yeah, for sure. Physical therapy.
I probably 10 to 15, unfortunately. Unfortunately.
I would say that you should be able to do 20%. Now you should.
20% would be cream of the crop. 15 would be a fair.
15 to 20%, then we would say. We still have people that are doing 20%, and that goes to another discussion. Yeah. I think optometry is kind of similar to veterinary, 20 to 25%, maybe even a little bit higher.
No, I'd say optometry is more like 30.
Okay. And then dentistry is definitely...
Dentistry, 35 to 40.
Yep, I agree.
And some optos are... I would say optometry is closer to dentistry than it is veterinary, but it is kind of a middle ground between the two, if you will.
Yep.
So
here begs the question then, when people ask, what should my profit margin be? Obviously, the industry standards are what we just kind of outlaid right there. But more importantly, you have to ask the question of, what do you want your life to look like? Okay. And that's going to drive what your profit margins absolutely need to be.
Yep.
For example, if someone just comes to me and says, and I think we've had some of these clients, I just want a business that pays for my lifestyle. Right?
Yep.
That's what I want.
I hear it all the time.
I just want a business that pays for my lifestyle. Okay. And in that case, you don't need a business doing 20, 25, 30, 35%, most likely.
No.
Okay. It probably just needs to do 5 or 10% profit. And between the salary and whatever there is, that would be enough to pay for that lifestyle. Okay. Right.
Fair.
That fair?
Yeah.
Now you're giving up a lot of things, which we'll get into.
Oh, okay. Of course. Yeah.
Like a ton of things. But I think that would be kind of like, that's a response that we get. Now, that's a person that's treating their business like a job, like a lifestyle business. That's all it is. It's just a lifestyle business.
Yep.
Which I would kind of argue is not really a business, but whatever.
That's another discussion.
Yeah, that's probably another discussion. Okay. So that's one category right there. Lifestyle. I want a lifestyle business. And there you go. Okay. Second one would be kind of a middle of that, where I still want a business that's growing, but I want enough that is going to pay for my lifestyle, plus like other extravagances that I have, like bigger houses, bigger cars, other hobbies, and those kinds of things.
Like a lifestyle super center.
There you go. Like a lifestyle super center. What's a super center? I don't even know what that is.
I was a Walmart and a Walmart super center.
Oh, there you go. All right. Yeah. That makes
ripping
sense.
it from, but yeah. No, but once again, I mean, in example A, the first one, that person just wants to get by, right?
Yeah, they just want to get
paying their bills.
They just want to get by. They're paying their mortgage. They're paying their kids' schools. They're paying for their food. It's a very bare minimum lifestyle.
Person B,
yep,
is of the same. They don't want to get by, but they're only focused on material stuff.
Yes,
right. The nicer house, the nicer car, the nicer backyard, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. That's keeping up with the Joneses kind of mentality.
Yes. That's what I was literally just going to say word for word.
Like, I'm a doctor, so I deserve to have all of this. Okay.
Yep.
Now, typically what you're going to see with these people is that they have a ton of debt that they have to service.
Yep.
Okay. Which is fine, because the profit margin of the business is just enough for them to be able to do that.
Yeah, it's enough to tread water.
Yeah.
You know, you're able to pay your debt. You're probably never going to pay it down because you rack it up faster than you pay it off, but you're also never going to have to declare bankruptcy.
No, because as long as you can work and produce and you can service the debt.
Yep.
Okay. And for some people, that's good enough. Like, why do I need to save? Like, I've had some people that have like, why do I even need to save? Like, we were just talking about this week. Like, they're like, I don't need to save. What for? You know, like, I'll just do this business until I drop.
That, or, you know, on a similar note, I don't need to save because when I sell the business, that'll take care of my retirement.
Some people say that too.
Yeah.
Okay. Now,
I hear that more frequently.
Yeah, like, why do I need to save so much? Because, you know, now, if you're setting up the business so that it can actually run by itself, and there's, I guess enough profit there to warrant a higher value, but the proceeds are never going to be like, I still think that those people, there's
very, very, very few cases where that.
Well, I don't think they've ever done the math. Because if you're used to living on $500,000 a year, which is what we're talking about for some of these people, at least $300,000 or $400,000, right, to pay for an extravagant lifestyle,
yep,
which is to service debt and all, which is about what it takes. And you have a practice that is maybe doing $1.5 million, $2 million a year, and then you sell that practice for, I'll be generous, say you sell it for $3 million. How long is a $500,000 lifestyle going to last on $2.5 million? 5 years, right?
Yeah, you might get 6 if you have decent returns.
Yeah,
it's not going to last long.
You may get 6. Okay.
You might even get 7, but you're not getting to a decade. I promise you that.
No. And if you were lucky to have the building, which you probably were in some cases,
yep,
you may have that as an income source, but it's still going to have a load of debt on it, because you're not going to pay it off right away. You can't, because you need all the money of the sale proceeds to live. So it's like, this is what your life is going to look like. All right, that's what you chose. Great. If you're like, I don't care, I'll do this. I want to do this till I'm 70, 75, whatever it is. And that's the choice that you make. Okay. So I think those 2 categories right there, you're probably talking about a 5 to 10% profit margin, and then maybe a 10 to 15% profit margin to be able to do those 2 things right there.
Yep.
Like, again, we're just trying to align what your life wants to look like. Like, I'm almost kind of tired of like telling people this is what they should be, as opposed to, you tell me, what kind of life do you want to lead? And then we'll reverse engineer it backwards from there, as opposed to the other way around.
Within reason, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't come to me and tell me, I'm a physical therapist, I want a 50% profit margin.
No, but I mean, I'm talking about the people that come to us and say, I just want a lifestyle business.
Yeah.
Or I don't want to like plan for future events or anything like that.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking those people probably just aren't good fits anymore.
I mean, their problem is not, at least like, okay, so the first person, the peer work for lifestyle person,
yeah,
they're probably not going to be a good fit as a client.
Yeah.
The second person,
yeah, because why are you paying us for?
Lifestyle Plus,
yeah,
Lifestyle Super Center, whatever you want to call it, they can be good clients.
Yeah.
But the only way they can be clients, there's only one way, is if they're willing to make significant changes to the way that they view money and operate. Because they have enough there where if they change up what they're doing, follow advice, stick to it, continue to grow, they're fixable.
They are.
They're definitely fixable.
Yeah. They just have to get through the mindset like of just 100% consumption lifestyle.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Like my lifestyle is just 100% consumption. Whatever comes in, I'm going to spend.
Yeah.
I'll take very little precautions on anything. I don't know. Maybe it's a way to live. I'm thinking through it right now. Maybe I need to change.
If we knew how long we were all going to live, we wouldn't have to save. Some of us wouldn't have to save at least. If I knew I was going to pass away at 50, 55, randomly in my sleep, I wouldn't save $1. Why would I? I can work till I'm 50.
Yeah, probably not at that point in time.
But I don't know that. None of us
you don't. You don't know that. And I don't know that it's even the right thing to do, to think to just live that way, because it sticks you in the present and you don't think about future.
Yeah, that's
and
the
other thing that you don't think about is responsibility of others as well. That's another thing that you don't think about.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you're working with a group or if you have a family or any of these things, and you're like, well, I'm just going to spend all, and I'm going to forego some things that I know are probably a risk because, my family will be fine. They'll be okay. But they don't really think about that.
Oh, yeah. When you have a family, you have to put them first, 100%.
Yeah. And I don't even know if they need to be first, but you have to think about them. Like you have to plan accordingly in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
Okay. That's just a responsibility that you have. So that's the part that I don't necessarily get on some of those people, that they just think that way. But I get it. But I just think it's a low responsibility person.
Yeah, I think it's that mixed with it won't be me.
Yeah.
And
I get that. And I get that too.
Of course.
Because, if you're like in great shape and all these things and you're just like, I mean, if nothing bad is going to happen to me, it's
Until
going
it
to happen
does.
until that it's going to happen to the other guy.
Yep.
All right. So, but I've always believed that which you take responsibility for, you lessen the probability of something bad happening to you. I'm not saying that you take it away, but I think the more things that you take responsibility for, the less chance that you're going to have an adverse effect because
I
of
agree
that,
with that.
right?
Completely.
So if I'm like saying, look, I'm going to work out 6 days a week and do all these things. Now, it doesn't eliminate the probability that you can just drop dead,
but it lowers it.
But it certainly lessens it, right? Yeah. Okay. And if I, put money away in a business savings account to make sure that I got, 3 months of business reserves to handle emergency, or if I get sued or something like that, I mean, I'm just lessening the chance that something like that's going to happen to me. Okay. Or I'll not be able to handle it.
Yep.
So, all these things of taking a responsibility actually ends up putting more money in your pocket at the end of the day.
True.
I think. But that gets us to the very last component part, which is your profit margin should be, okay, where you have enough money to pay for your lifestyle, and it should be a really nice lifestyle.
It should be one you enjoy.
Yeah, it should be one you enjoy. But you also have to make sure that you're putting money for not only future income streams, future investments, but you're reinvesting back into the business to make it something that is even more valuable down the line. Okay. And if you're not doing that, then all you're doing is saying that you don't really care about your future or your business value to that degree. So when you're coming up with your profit margin, those are the 3 component parts of it right there. Okay.
Yeah. Your savings, your lifestyle.
Yeah. Now, when I say savings, I mean, obviously we're just not talking about just having money sit in a checking account.
No, we're talking about your retirement investments, your money that is sitting in a savings account. We're just talking about all the money that you put away.
Yeah. We're talking about.
I should probably be a little more clear myself.
Yeah, we're just talking about you saying, okay, I need a profit margin that's going to allow me to do all of those things right there.
Yeah.
Okay. And okay, so let's break that down. Let's break that profit margin down. So let's take a 25% margin.
Okay.
All right. So of that 25, so if people have decided, I want what you just said right there, I want to have enough money I can save for retirement. I want to have or put into, future incomes producing assets. I want to have enough money to reinvest back into the business. I want to have enough money to pay for my lifestyle and so on and so forth. Okay. So break it down to me, right? Of my profit margin, where is the percentage going to go? So let's start with the funding of your future income sources.
10,
right? 10% of revenue
is going into savings and investments for the future.
Yep. That's it. So that is a bill that is every week, that is automatic and systematic, and it's based upon what your revenue is doing right now.
Yep.
Okay. And if you're not able to do it, then you're not doing enough revenue. You got to increase the revenue to be able to get to that where 10% of your revenue is able to be channeled. Okay. So, okay, great. So then how much needs to go to, what was the other category we were talking about?
Well, you're going to have taxes on it.
Yeah, we'll have taxes. So I got to, So we'll have
probably, 5 to
probably 5%.
7%.
Yeah, we'll say 5%. So 5% to pay the tax on the profit.
Yep.
Okay. How much do I want to reinvest back into the business?
Probably another, say 5%.
Okay. And then if I don't have enough in reserves right now, we got to kind of carve out maybe 3 or 5% there, right?
You're talking about building up the business like emergency fund?
Yeah.
I'd say probably 2%. Yeah.
Okay. 2%. And then if I wanted to take out the 3 to 5% on top of that for my lifestyle, you could do that. What's that add up to? Probably like 23, 24%. Somewhere around there.
Yeah. No, that comes to 25, 10 to savings, 5 to taxes, 5 to reinvest into your practice for expansion. 2% to just kind of build the business savings account, if you will. And then 3%, do whatever you want. You know, if you want to take a trip once a year, 3% doesn't sound like much, but on $1 million business, that's $30,000, I mean, that's, $2 million business is $60,000. So that's enough to take that, once a year, big vacation, or a couple small ones a year, whatever you want,
whatever it would be. Right now, if you're in an industry where you're at 30% profit margins or 35% profit margins, fine. You can just increase the percentages that you want, on any of those things. That's not really the point. Point is that you guys have to start looking at your profit as something that's necessary as opposed to something that's left over.
Yep.
And unfortunately, most owners think that the profit is what's left over as opposed to what's planned to have.
Yeah, profit first.
Yeah. And once you get that, once you change your viewpoint on that, then you can have any kind of lifestyle that you want to.
Yeah, it's just a mindset change.
Yeah, but until then, it's just going to be, a constant struggle, and you're going to have problems with it. So, just really take a look at the things that are important to you, and say that is the lifestyle I want. I need to make sure my profit reflects whatever that is. And from our standpoint, obviously, I think we want you guys to be in the last category. Where it's you have profits
where you're thriving.
Yeah,
you're enjoying your life. You're growing your business. You're saving for the future. Those are, that's where you should want to be.
Yeah, that's certainly getting by. I think our financial security that's based upon or your financial survival that's based upon bare necessity, which is honestly where most people sit right now. Financial survival on bare necessity. Okay. Do I have enough just to cover my basics?
Yep.
Is pretty cruel and intolerable for a lot of people because it's just, it's cruel and intolerable. Like it sucks.
But you just get used to it.
Yeah. You do get used to it.
And the years tick on and probably the people around you are living the same. And you don't, unless you take action to try to better it, you're just going to be stuck.
That's for sure.
So,
okay. I think that's good for that one.
All right.
We'll see you guys on the next podcast.